Sup Team KBA, One Tech Travel here. Now if you're looking for a more travel focused backpack that allows you to ditch the luggage, NayoSmart's EXP backpack is quite impressive. I want to share my thoughts on it since it's been sitting in my closet for more than a year now, and I never gave it the time or chance to see how it would fare alongside some of my adventures. But since I've been moving around more recently here in South Korea, heading outside for different lengths of time, I decided to just use the NayoSmart backpack as my only carry-on to see how it kind of fares in each of the scenarios. And credit where it's due, I think this is a great option. Now, if you find this video useful or want to read more about NayoSmart, then you can check out my review on my website at onetechtraveler.com, and I'll also put a link down below where you can go ahead and purchase it if it's right for you. It helps support my channel, but it's more of a reference link and doesn't impact my thoughts and opinions. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the NayoSmart EXP backpack. Now, to give you a better idea of the profile, I've already packed it up with my own gear and travel setup, not only to give you an idea, but since I am traveling next week, so this is a real life example of just how I'm planning to travel with this. I think there's a decent balance from the overall space, the dimensions, and the weight. This weighs just over 1.1 kg, several kgs lighter than a carry-on luggage, and also just some bags that I find to be more on the heavier side, even though they're more durable. In terms of dimensions, you're looking at 50 centimeters in height, 31 centimeters width, and 15 centimeters thick, which is actually quite reasonable. They quote this as a 25-liter bag, but I think that's more on the lower end compared to other bags that I've tried. I think the shape and the overall space you get here and just how it can kind of flex means you can fit much more in that, especially if you are packing a lot. This actually expands at 25 centimeters thick, which is impressive considering it's fairly reasonable when it's packed up. In terms of the design, it's pretty simple on the front. I like the boxier shape because it gives me travel vibes. We have NayoSmart just down here in vertical fashion. And then we have this metal piece here, just more for an accent, a detail with NayoSmart. YKK zipper, lid hiding the zipper for a cleaner look. And that extends the whole width and gives you depth all the way down to the bottom. It shares the space from the front compartment, which we'll dive into in a moment. So you don't want to pack too much in that since it will kind of press against the shell and you can see the outlines of what's inside there. On the left side of the bag, we have a luggage handle that you can hold from this part. Of course, it gets a little bit tougher if you have this expanded, and since it is in the front, then you actually want to carry it with the front extending outwards. Otherwise, as it expands, then it can sort of like cave in this way. But the handle is very well cushioned and padded and looks stitched enough. I haven't had any problems in terms of durability. It has some structure inside and very well padded, so also comfortable in the hand. And to cinch down the waistline of the EXP backpack when you don't have it expanded, or even if you do, to just give it some compressive measure, we have these two buckles which you can sort of strap as tight as you want. If you are packing tightly or compressing it high, then it will sort of distort the overall line of it, but it's a great way to add additional compression and just try and keep it as thin as possible. Down below, we also have a USB port here. So there's a cable that runs inside the front compartment that you can connect to your power bank. Very easy to reach and connect, and then you just have a separate cable that you can plug from here and charge. It's a very obvious and present solution on the front, but it does work well and makes it easy to use. Moving over to the back, we've got quite a lot of things going on. It has a little bit of a tactical look to it, but I quite dig it. Firstly, the shoulder straps, very well padded. I believe it's 12mm EVA foam, so it's well cushioned. We also have plenty of mesh throughout the strap as well as the entire rear body of the EXP backpack, which not only makes it very well cushioned to wear for a long period of time as you'd want when you're traveling, but also helps with breathability, airflow, ventilation, so it's not building up a lot of that heat and sweat alongside your back. You have a chest strap for extra support and stability, a feature among travel backpacks. Just helps with wearing this if you are loading it a bit heavier. And you have adjustable loop to adjust the tension of the shoulder strap. I always like it a bit tighter, but these are very easy to sort of adjust and unwind if you want to loosen it. I would have liked them to use some loop because there's a lot of hanging extras that you'll find throughout, so just some loop that keeps things a little bit cleaner would be nice. We also have a luggage pass-through, so if you are using this with a carry-on or check-in luggage, you can just sit this on top and have the handles pass through like that. This one is pretty big, so just wary it might make the luggage a bit top heavy, but at least it's a feature that's present. And then underneath that, I do like bags that have a secure pocket on the rear just for those extra valuables. There's no real place to quickly access a pocket on the EXP backpack, so this is kind of the closest you can get to it, but it has some security in mind anyway. So I can put my flight tickets, my travel wallet, and make sure, especially in crowded cities, and if you're carrying everything with you, just gives you extra peace of mind. So I like that. Very well cushioned. Really one of the plus points here, super plush, which makes it easy on the shoulders and on the back for a long period of time. Really dig that. But we also have top handle. This is a seatbelt material. It is slightly reinforced, but not the most comfortable, and probably not that comfortable to hold for a long period of time. Easy enough if you're just picking up from the floor or just switching from your back to carry mode for a short period. It lacks any kind of padding or foam from the shoulder strap, and it doesn't have any reinforcement here, so it's functional, just not the most comfortable. And that pretty much sums up the exterior. This is waterproof and it's made of a TPU fabric, so if you are caught out in the rain, and especially if this is carrying everything you have, then you can be rest assured that rain is just going to beat off the material. That being said, the zippers themselves don't look waterproof or resistant, so you're just gonna have to bear that in mind. It's not a bag that is made to be out in those conditions, but if you are just caught in a flash rain for a short period of time, it will easily beat off and won't seep into the zipper. The good thing is this sort of extends more than halfway down, and the material allows you to just flex it back and gives you a good idea of what you can pack. So this is an idea of what you can pack in this, but of course there's more to it. If you're more traditional with just traveling, then you can put your travel wallet in here. I have my hard drive, even my watch strap for my Galaxy Watch 4. Since I do game or I need space for my controller, my Xbox controller fits in here nice and snugly, and is also great because it's easily accessible. And then you have the front compartment, which is this thick, which gives you actually a lot of leeway of what you can pack inside. I have a tech organizer. You can see this random fan only because it's battery powered, so I have to carry it on. We've got my second camera body that I have wrapped here, so if you do have cameras, lenses, you can also put it in the front. It's pretty well padded, or you can put it in the main compartment. My tech organizer sits all the way across here, and yeah, it's just very functional, really spacious, so there's a lot of options. You can even put your tablet or laptop here, but we have the separate laptop compartment that we can dive into in a moment. It has a typical gray lining inside, so nothing flashy or fancy, but again, this is a more affordable travel backpack, so when you consider its price range, which is roughly $100 or less, if you find a good offer, this is pretty respectable. You also have two holes for like Apple pen. I've got my Surface Go pen in there, or just a normal pen, and you can throw some notebooks if you're doing field work, photography stuff, or like to note take. So the front is still very accessible, has a lot of compartment options, and I like the pockets being situated more towards the top, so you can just grab those essentials rather than rummaging down below. Inside this pocket, I also have my camera strap, so again, you can kind of throw those little bits in there. This is my Peak Design strap, and give you a bit more flexibility without having to rummage through the other side. So just to give you an idea. Let's move over to the laptop compartment section. This is nice because it zips all the way down and actually flat lays like so. Since I've got my laptop here for this video, then I haven't got a laptop to show you, but this is where the laptop sits, and because this bag is boxy, it makes it very laptop friendly. You can even fit a 17-inch laptop in here and it'll be all protected just fine. There's no tab for you to sort of secure or Velcro down this, so you just have to bear in mind if you are bringing it down and it's at an angle, the laptop can slide out, so just be careful when you're opening this up, or you don't need to open it up the whole way. We also have this stretchy pouch here, which is very interesting. You can put a tablet, so I have my Surface Go here, you can put it in the front pocket. I also have my laptop stand, so I can keep that here. Another thing, if you are travel focused, you can actually just put your jacket here, different types. This again has some thickness and leeway, so you can actually pad this with quite a few things. So I kind of put my rain jacket in here. If I need to and it starts to splash, then I can grab it easily from this. Very stretchy and doesn't eat much into the main compartment area. Depending on how thick your laptop is, there might be some tension, but generally I found there's a lot of leeway in this compartment. So very well padded. As you can imagine from the back, your laptop is going to be super safe. So those are the other parts, and of course we're going to get down into the meatier section. So we're going to unbuckle these compression cinch down buckles, and it does have it on both sides, so you need to unbuckle them all. So I'm going to lay this down, and it unzips the entire perimeter just with the spine itself. And once you have that open, then voila, bento style. So I really dig this system, and I think there's definitely an area for travel bags to open like this, because it makes it very easy to compartmentalize, access, organize. And yeah, I really dig this. Very familiar to a carry-on luggage. When you sort of open up, you have one separated compartment as a divider or just fully sealed off, and then you have another area. This is kind of similar to that, so the concept is great. Dimension is also perfect for carry-on size, so if you just want to take this carry-on only, it will fit in every airline. I've already got this packed with some of my stuff, which is why you kind of saw it a little bit heavier than when it's empty. When it's empty, it's very thin, but this just gives you an idea of what you can expect when you are packing. So I just went simple. On the main compartment, we have my clothes, this entire half. So whether you are doing a rolled version, you can even put some flexible packing cubes, not necessarily those heavy duty ones, but if you want to separate it then and give you a little bit more tightness within this space, you can definitely do that. And this mesh panel allows you to see through it to give you an idea, but closes off nicely with the zippers. If you are packing it very tight, just be careful with the zippers. I've not had any problems with the zips sort of buckling up or, you know, getting stuck or just ripping away. So I haven't had any bad experience, but having a look at it, if you take extra care when you are unzipping it, or if you are packing heavy, just making sure that you aren't putting a lot of force on it. That being said, this side is very clean. And then we get to the other side, which splits that entire compartment into two. So we have two halves, and they look to be equal in size. The top maybe a little bit smaller, and it's exactly the same. So we have two zippers. I separated it from my socks and my underwear. You can also throw in some additional accessories like for tech, maybe your hygiene. So if you have a toiletry bag that flat packs a dop cube, you can put it in this, or in the front pocket. There's a lot of flexibility of what you can put in here. It doesn't have as much height as the main compartments, which we'll see shortly, but there's a lot of flexibility where you can put more bulkier and bigger things. So my power adapter for my laptop, for instance, can fit in this, and it all sort of compresses against each other for me to easily close it. But for a normal adventure, very easy, very comfortable, and well organized. So I really dig this system where it just opens up, you can easily access everything. But that is not all, because I mentioned this is called the EXP backpack, and that it also expands, so naturally we are going to do that. There is a separate zipper that we can open up, so besides the compression of buckles, that will increase the depth of this main compartment. So first off, I'm going to close it, and then it gives you a better idea on how far it expands. And I'm unzipping this. And now that I've done that, if I show you, it gives you all of this extra space, which is crazy. And I have tried it, and actually, yeah, it's very accommodating. So that is what it looks like outside. And when we open it, again, it affects the main compartment side, so not too much on the smaller ones. But here, you can see the walls come up, and that starts to kind of look like a luggage. So you can really just have so much more clothes here for a longer journey or adventure, which I really dig. Again, it's very functional, useful. There's a lot of great space, and it does increase There's usable space from 25 to 40 liters. Again, this is very accommodating and flexible, no matter what length of time you are traveling. Clearly is what makes this bag what it is, and also why it makes it so impressive. So yeah, you can see if I want to pack more, you can do. Just bear in mind it's going to increase the overall dimension of it. May look quite bulky and big, but hey, if you're just throwing it into the car or you just really want to pack everything in, it still keeps a relatively good shape, bento size, without bursting at the seams. What you can try and do is then sort of zip it. If you've pushed it a bit harder and you want to see if it will sort of compress it further, you can definitely try that. If not, again, it's just doing it from the compression buckles that we have here. So once I have zipped the entire expandable piece, and then there's a lot of zippers, and then clip these in on both sides, and then you can sort of cinch it down, and it will keep it as slim as possible. So with everything in mind, that is the NayoSmart EXP backpack, and you can see it sits like so, which is good. I like bags that stand up. So my thoughts on the NayoSmart, again, as you would have seen, very impressive in terms of the organization, the flexibility, the way it expands. It has a travel look to it. I think it's super worth the extra space, the versatility. Again, it doesn't break the bank, and for what you get, it's actually very NayoSmart. They do have other options like the Almighty backpack and one more anti-theft designed. I think the EXP is the nicest balance because it looks nice, functional, and yeah, I like the overall wear experience. Again, very comfortable to wear for a long period of time. The extra padding is definitely useful and needed, especially if you're packing heavy or loading up, and the bag, if you expanded it and it's wider, it's gonna kind of adjust the weight distribution, so it might bring it back. This just gives extra comfort, and if you tighten the shoulder strap tension, then it will make sure it's close to your body and it's not gonna lean you back. The extra chest strap, useful for the stability. Nothing new there, but it works. And the luggage strap can be all right. I haven't used it because, again, it can be quite top heavy, especially since I have a slim luggage. So I tend to just wear it on my bag whenever I'm traveling with another luggage. Perfect if you want to just throw it in the car. I really like the NayoSmart EXP backpack. Those who are looking for those travel focused bags, I think this is very underrated. It's excellent for the price bracket that is in, and overall the quality is there. It's waterproof enough, even though the zippers aren't. That makes it useful if you are caught out in those conditions. And I find the packing experience to be pretty delightful. And I find the packing experience to be very nice. Some things that I would like to see improved is a more reinforced luggage top handle, maybe reinforce the zipper area for that reassured durability over the lifetime. The internal lining is all right. Gray is kind of a typical color. If they sort of brighten it out, makes it easier to look inside, or just a black to just make it consistent. Just tired of seeing gray as the interior. But other than that, I like it, I dig it. It gets the big thumbs up from me. So thanks a lot, Team KBA. Hope you enjoyed my NayoSmart EXP backpack review. Also, if you do have this backpack, feel free to share your experience to let everyone else in the Team KBA community know how it worked out for you in the field. Read my written review on my website at onetechtraveler.com. And finally, if you think this is the right backpack for you, you can purchase it through the links down below. Thanks a lot, world. I'll see you in the next video, but until then, keep being awesome. Peace. No.